As defeated victors of the night's events, the remaining trio huddle together to try and process what happened, and to work out if they're now targets for the sickle. While Sully talks with Ralph about the events in Pythia, Lark slips into sleep and enters a nightmare, where they speak with Bree, who seems willing to come meet them at least in Gumpendorf. And now the morning has arrived, it brings with it 2 armed gentlemen from Gumpendorf, armed for protection, or intimidation. I guess you're about to find out. This is The Sprouting. Chapter 3, Covens and Radio Waves, Part 1. As the 3 of you and Oti gather just outside the crystallized tourist house next to the mine, you see that coming down the cleared pathway are 2 men. They're both slightly older. One, as he kind of steps out into the pathway to see you properly, is quite a skinny guy. He's covered in age and liver spots, and he has like grey eyes. He is carrying a shotgun. He's carrying it kind of lackadaisically. He's obviously not about to shoot you with it. It's just there, and it's there to be seen. The other guy has long hair that seems to be tied back in a bun, has streaks of grey in his hair, and he has tan skin, Asian complexion, and he is wearing what looks like one of those strappy shirts that doesn't really have any arms. It's just bright white, and he has like dark brown trousers. And the pair of them are kind of looking from side to side, looking at you, taking everything of the weirdness that is what they are being presented with. Do you guys want to say anything before they say anything to you?
No, at least not Sully. I think Sully just does the, we talked about this a couple of episodes ago. It would be very, like, normal that when you see somebody else armed and you are yourself armed, to do, like, a wave of, like, I see you, you see me, we mean no harm, let's talk, like, kind of thing. So at least Sully isn't shouting anything.
Oh, my goodness. You guys don't know how to, like, do like friendly passing with normal people anymore. Society has collapsed. You're all jumping in bushes at the first sight of like people.
Here's the thing: we can't jump into any bushes because they're all made of glass.
No, I know. We can't do anything. We can't hide.
And also, they're see-through. What building are you going to hide behind?
There's no reason for us to be suspicious. We just need to go up there. All right. No, I'm going to walk up and I'm going to say hello.
You see both of them, like the one that was kind of holding his shotgun a little bit more like aggressively, just like kind of lowers it, looks across at the 3 of you and looks back to you, Ralph. And he says, "Hi. Do you know what happened here?"
Not really, eh? Bit over my head, all this.
He and the other guy look at each other a little bit confused. Like the older guy who's like age spots kind of like looks back at you and he says, okay. When did you arrive? We saw that you were here overnight.
We arrived. I'm not going to lie to this man.
No.
I mean, it's going to find out. We shouldn't just lie.
Yeah, you were already quite evasive.
Well, I didn't lie. I haven't lied yet.
I'm evasive. I didn't say lie.
All right. Just
omission is still lying.
Yeah.
Well, we were here last night. Hectic as it was.
So what happened?
We were attacked by shadow creature thing that carries sickles, kind of like the cult.
You see them look at each other, and the guy with the bun looks back up at you and he says, "The sickle did all of this Fuck.
I don't know. It seems to make sense. The people that the shadow got that looks around at all the crystal that ended up suffering this fate. They seemed to think that points up to the mountain top.
Seem to think that people up there might be able to figure out a bit more about something that they were looking into. Something that was supposed to help.
So, I'm guessing that means someone in your group didn't make it. Are you sure that the sickles were after them and not after one of you three?
This happened by the lake as well.
Which lake?
The one, skirting the Obleria.
Oh, okay.
Diableria is fine. But there's another one of these over there, and...
Crap. Did you see, like, they kind of, like, lift a hand up to you and, like, you see the guy with the man bun just kind of, like, lean over and just very quickly whisper something to the older guy?
They were very connected, those two.
The places? How?
No, the people. The people that were targeted. I don't have any reason to think that we would be targeted. If that's what you're fearing.
Can you give us just a minute?
Of course.
And, like, the pair of them just, like, walk off. They're just a little bit away and they can be very quietly. While their backs are turned, run up the hill. They'll never catch you. They're old. Their movement's got to be at least 6. I mean, come on.
I do a gun motion to Sully, like, yeah? Yeah. Okay.
The worst. No. They very, like, quietly whisper something to each other.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does Lark recognize the more Asian-looking person?
Probably not. No, probably not. If you're looking specifically for Western, this guy is far older than Western.
Okay.
Unless he was involved in an unfortunate aging incident, this is probably not Western.
But, like, also not for somewhere else. Like, since Asians are not very typical in this region, like, they would probably know, like, some of them from where they came from.
No, like, you probably wouldn't recognize this guy at all. He's definitely never crossed your path as far as you know. So. Okay. The pair of them turn back around, and the kind of age-spotted guy kind of, like, rolls his shoulder and indicates to his friend, and his friend just, you hear him just, like, you see him just, like, lift his shotgun. It's not directly threatening, but it is making a point. And the far older guy says, I think it's probably best you come up, but we need to check you first.
Check us for what?
In case this is a sickle ruse, and that you're not carrying something like a red weed by accident.
Sully slinks the backpack off his back, and then he thinks back to Ralph throwing the sickle into the pond. That's what happened, right?
Let's do it down the mine shaft.
Right, the mine shaft, yeah. All right, yes. You whipped it over the gate.
It got yoked somewhere.
Yeah.
It got yeeted just before they turned up.
Through the glass, you can still see it at the bottom of the cavern.
You have your issue, though.
Yes.
You need to put that in your butt, my guy. You got to throw that somewhere. Where are you going to put it?
Wait, what do I have?
Who has the lowest luck?
Well, you have a fucking ball of goop.
Thing?
Oh, my goop.
The carrot particles.
Yeah, they can see my goop. My assumption is neither one of these are magically inclined, magically trained people. My assumption is
Gumpendorf.
If the goop, okay, I misinterpret the goop. No. I think it's a suspicious amount of goop.
It is a suspicious amount of goop.
It is a highly suspicious. As if you came in with like, oh yeah, so this is like a tiny amount of gunpowder that you would put like in a BB bullet, and he walks in with a fucking TNT crate, like you have to use on a forklift. Like that's the equivalent that he's doing here.
No. You're not wrong, and I'm gonna have to explain it if they are magically inclined and know about the goop. But I will not explain it before they ask me about the goop.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. We got rid of our mainly
who has the lowest amount of luck?
Etho.
That would be me.
All right. The older guy walks towards you, Sully, and the other gentleman kind of like definitely more aims his gun at you. And the older guy says, all right, turn over your bag, put your weapons in front of you, and let me do what I need to do.
All right. Sully slinks his backpack off his back, and he puts out his guns. I do believe that the sniper rifle had a Sickle of Yamel engraving. Where am I?
Nope.
I think I've said this in like 4 different episodes, and you said no every time. Sorry, it's just in my head. Yeah, Sully like whips off his backpack, puts it out, and like points out the guns. Like the 3 weapons he has.
The guy does like a quick check over the guns. He asks you to put your arm. He like pats you down, and he seems to be like checking any skin, and like he doesn't seem to have found anything. And then he opens your bag, and there's like a whoa.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind not disturbing the system until we are somewhere safe. It's gonna take me hours if you go through the entire bag.
I need to search at least some of it. All right. Because you could have anything in here. Can I have you roll a luck check, please?
I did.
You rolled the luck check?
Yeah, you already asked me for a luck check. I thought you were asking for it, but...
No, I was asking who had the lowest.
Yes. So I rolled 29 on a 37. So that's a success.
It's your choice. Do you want him to find the particles or don't you?
I would prefer if you didn't find them. I know it's a suspicious amount of goop. I need to stop saying that because it's just such a funny term. I know it's a suspicious amount of it, but like Sully, like
it's probably buried and wrapped in. Yeah, it's probably wrapped in something anyway. So like he kind of feels it and shakes it, and it's like, yeah, it's just another thing. And he goes through it and like he pulls it back up and hands it back over to you. And he says, "We'll have to take a proper look up there, but." Is that okay?
Of course. It's your base, your rules. If we are allowed to enter, of course.
Sure, you're with us, so I think you'd be fine. Be fine. All right, you, and he walks over to Ralph.
Okay.
He asks you to put your weapons out, get your bag. He looks over Oti. Just has no idea what to do with Oti whatsoever. Is there anything potentially incriminating in your bag, Ralph?
I don't think so. I'm gonna be honest. It's mostly a battery.
A single battery.
It's like a battery and like 6 days of supplies and an old pair of shoes. Like, what the?
There's a battery and some snacks, but there's not much in there.
Yeah, like he goes through it, he looks at it, like he has enough electrical knowledge to know that this is a battery and this is solar powered and this is a drone. None of them look particularly dangerous to him. He looks at your supplies, and I am using air quotes here, and then looks back over at Sully's giant bag of everything. Just shrugs, passes no comment. He gives you a quick check. He kind of like, he pats you down and like he lifts your arms and like he stares in your eyes for like an uncomfortably long amount of time. You just see him bite his lip, look at the other two, like, just stay there, okay? And then he moves over to Lark, and Lark, do you have anything potentially incriminating on you?
Here's the thing. Lark does have a sickle.
Right.
Takes the sickle, turns it over, looks at it. He kind of like shrugs and hands it back, and he's like, very close, probably should make that more obviously not, sickle of Yamel looking. So just
I don't know how.
Keeping my eye on you.
What would be a good way to make sure it's known not to be?
Don't carve anything in it or wrap it too much. Like keep that wood bare so that people can see you're not carving sickle of Yamel stuff into it. So what you've got there is good.
Yeah. Lark looks at a very blank wooded sickle, which is like slightly dull at the edges because of the amount of use it's seen.
Probably fine.
It's like you're fine. And like after he's looked at Ralph and he's looking at Lark, like you feel like although he's like patted you down and checked your skin, he spends a little bit too long looking at your eyes and then just shakes his head and moves on. And then very quickly as he passes, Sully just kind of almost reaches out, turns his head to look at you again. Okay. Must be nothing. All right. It's a couple of hours walk. You've all rested and eaten.
We can eat when we get to Gumpendorf.
We rested as much as we could.
You might want to eat some sort of snack. I don't know exactly how old you are, mate, but it's it can be tough when people are age.
Sully kind of rolls his eyes and goes to his bag into one of the more easily accessible side zippers and grab some I don't know, some kind of dried corn starchy food thingy. It's just.
Oh yeah, we did get rations from India.
You did, yeah.
He's
a couple
gonna
of days rations.
break off half of it and give it to Lark.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Start nibbling.
Remember to drink with it.
Oh, do we have water?
Sully hands you his water canteen.
They sip the water.
The two older guys kind of look at each other and just shake their heads. There's a bit of a smile to their face. You can see they've obviously relaxed around whatever is going on. And yeah, after a few minutes, the five of you can start making your way up the hill. The hill gets steeper and steeper, and the advice of eating something before you went up was probably quite a good one. It becomes quite steep in places, although the path is quite cleared, and probably after an hour or so of walking, the crystal has cleared, and there's still plenty of mountain to go. It's probably an hour or two before midday when you probably get up there, a couple of hours to get up. You guys slept in a little bit longer. And what you find at the top of this winding pathway is that you see across the path, you see one person. They're kind of this slightly older looking woman. She has a rifle on her back with an obvious scope. And you can see that she's patrolling up and down, and she seems to be reacting very quickly to sort of almost any sounds around her and keeping a sharp eye out. And she sees the five of you and she kind of waves. As you get further up and you kind of come over the crest of that hill part, you see in front of you what looks like an old car park, a very, very big one at the very top of this mountain. And you can see that there's one very big building, kind of hey, you've reached the top of the mountain. We stuck a cafe here because we're the only fuckers up here. They clearly have that set up, and that there's one or two facilities buildings around. You can see that the plants have been fairly well cleared out here. There's very little grassery or greenery. It's mostly just rocks, and lots of different types of rocks too. And you can see very quickly that now that you're at the top, there are very big boulders that kind of create a circle around the top of this kind of car park / top of the mountain area. And they too are made out of different types of stone, and they all seem to have these carvings and runes carved into them. Some of them just spray painted with pictures and colours, and some of them are carved just pictures of animals and plants and creatures, but some of them are definitely more occult in nature than others. And you can see that kind of waiting kind of in that car parky area with kind of light jackets on, and just seems to be waiting to greet you. There's probably about half a dozen people there, and you can definitely tell from the noise coming from some of the kind of larger building up here. There's definitely a couple of other people up here too.
Is this all there is to Gumpendorf? What is this? How many buildings are there?
There's 3. There's one very big building and two smaller buildings.
Just wanted to make sure I caught that. Just 3 buildings here?
Yeah, just 3. One's bathroom stuff, showers when we can get the water running, other bathroom things, and the other one's a little generator that we use if we need to. It's got a little radio room in there, and then we've got the big building. Home.
How many of you are here?
Probably about a dozen of us or so, permanent residents. Everyone else kind of comes and goes.
I always thought Gumpendorf was bigger.
Yeah. Well, big reputation, I think. You know, if you had a broken arm, the people you want to come to.
So I've heard. How are you keeping the plants out?
Oh, mixture of sort of nowish, actually. We go out with flamethrowers and we kind of burn back any growth that's coming up. The factor on rock up here, pretty good. And we have good scouts out, and if we have to, we use, magical defences, if need be. Not often, though. Flamethrowers seem to do the trick.
Psychology.
Sure.
Is he actually distributing the weight of...
The weight of how much they do of each one? Yeah. Yeah, go for it.
It's a normal success.
Yeah, he doesn't appear to be lying.
Yeah.
He doesn't appear to be making things sound softer than they are or harder than they are. He just... Yeah. As far as he's concerned, at least, this is what they do.
No, that's fair enough. No, the rocks with the paintings, tip my brain towards hardcore cult behavior. But if he's just that's just rocks with paintings on them, then okay, fine, that's just rocks with paintings on them.
So Lark reaches into the trench coat that they have from Henry, and they pull out the little compound thing that Henry broke, as they had seen Henry pull it into the pockets, and they're going to check it against the paintings on the rocks.
Yeah, as you pull Henry Seeker's the remains of the compound, the mirror part kind of got crystallized with the rest of it. I mean Henry. You can pull it out, and it has the one of the runes on there. You don't know what this rune means. I mean, you saw it, but you don't know what it means. And you can look at it, and you can look up at the rocks that are around, and not exactly the one nearest, but you see it every couple. There's no pattern to it really, but every couple of rocks, you do see this either carved in, painted on, or built as a kind of a craft project and hung on the rock. You do see it here and there.
But do I see it the normal way, or do I see it in reverse?
You see it in the normal way.
Okay, but not the reverse one?
No.
Okay. Then Lark slips the thing back into their pocket.
Yep, that's fine. Your two guides very quickly speak with the lady who is standing guard, and she lets you through, and she kind of gives the three of you a smile. And it's not like the great more people. It's more it's a very warm, welcome, and friendly smiling. And you can see the half a dozen or so folks that had kind of gathered together, just kind of accept that their buddies aren't being held hostage for any reason, and you see them mostly disperse until there's only one person left. And it is this slightly... you see this slightly older woman, and she has she's basically shaved her hair back, and she's wearing a very thick cardigan. She's fairly pale skinned. She tends to spend a lot of her time indoors. Obviously, she has age about her and a stoop to her shoulders. And she kind of walks over, and she says,
"Right, hello. Pleased to meet you all. Who are you?"
I'm Ralph.
I'm Sully.
I'm Lark.
Right, well, pleasure to meet the three of you. I'm Araminthia, but you can call me Ara. I'm the High Priestess here on Gumpendorf. Yeah, you're welcome to our new home as long as you need. Anything specific we can help you with?
It's very generous of you.
Well, just trying to do our bit to help, Yeah, but the fact my friends Davari and Selrath allowed you up here without spending the shells in their shotguns means you're neither sickle nor raider, which is a good thing.
No. Yes, we desperately need a place to stay for the night. And we lost a companion in a fight at the base of the mountain. So we kind of need a minute to decide what our next steps are.
She walks over and she takes, since you're the one who's speaking, Sully, she reaches out and takes one of your hands and, puts it in both of her own. She says,
"Well, I am sincerely so sorry for your losses. Of course you're welcome to stay here, and, well, if there's anything we can do to help, we will. We only ask that, if you are able to help us in return, be it goods, assistance, or a future favour, we'd appreciate that. Right, come on, come inside. It's going to get a little colder today. Come on, that's it."
There was definitely hesitation when she grabbed Sully's arm. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And then, I am so sorry. It's oh, right, yeah, compassion, empathy, right.
Right. Feelings.
Empathy. Oh, no.
You can see that the kind of one of the two guys that she mentions comes over and she takes his arm and they gesture you towards the kind of larger house. And if you go inside, you see that there is a very big open room, what would be a big meeting hall. Except that you can see there are some cots and beds made up, and you can see that they have brought in or made little walls, to separate the area out into different sections. And you can see that kind of straight through to the kitchen area, and you can see that there used to be by the changes on the floor, that there used to be a welcome or a reception desk here, but that's long been ripped out because you can see that, there's the remains of this. The floor behind the desk was a different color. Over here is beautifully carpeted. You can see that, and you can see there's a couple of other rooms that obviously go off into a corridor, but you can't see what those are right now. Ara says,
"If you need anything at all, I'll be in that room down there, first door on the right. And do ask any resident for help you need, all right? There's no pressure at all. Just make yourself comfortable and come find me when you're ready."
And with that, you can see that Ara and one of the guys just walks down the corridor with her.
Sully's gonna move himself to one of the cots and just kind of throws his backpack on the cot. And he's gonna start going through his backpack. I have a feeling that Sully has a rough scrub or sponge or something for bathing, just to kind of scrub down the skin.
Yeah.
And he's gonna start fishing that thing out because the person said washing facilities, and Diableria wasn't exactly friendly.
No.
Cleanly.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So yeah, he's thinking to himself he might want to wash himself.
Is there anything that either Lark or Ralph would be doing?
Is this the bathroom facility? The bathhouse facility? Bathroom house?
No, you're in the kind of big kind of the big building that was here that has cots and rooms that have been made inside a larger hall, and the washing facilities are in a little another smaller building that's outside of this one.
So I do think if we're left alone to our own devices, I think at some point Lark is gonna go up to Sully and pull out the little mirror thing, not the mirror, the other side of the mirror.
Yeah.
And
the compact. Yeah.
Yeah, and show it to Sully and say, this is from Henry's mirror. The symbol on it, I've seen it outside on some of the rocks. Do you know what it means?
I'm assuming Sully has no idea.
Take an occult check. In fact, any of you can. It's probably the first time that even Lark has actually really been able to look at it. But yeah, Sully would also instantly notice that the mirror that you, when you had a mirror in it. Now it doesn't.
Yeah. Let me see.
I have 5 in occult. Let's see if I can beat that.
Good luck.
Fuck no.
Nope.
Come on, we're relying on you, Ralph.
Carry us, Ralph.
Sully just kind of like takes it out of your hands and like flips it over a couple of times. No, I don't think I recognize this. Ralph, have you ever seen this before?
An occult check.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Not a Yamal mythos?
You should have 0
No,
in
just
Yamal
occult.
mythos. Shit.
Don't ask a man his stats, Aethel.
Oh, I failed.
We all have 5.
I did bad.
Oh, damn it. I know Henry had like a lot of occult mythos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a symbol that none of you really know what it is. Like, you may have seen it here and there, but you definitely have no idea what it means.
No, I can't say I know, but...
Then maybe I'll ask Araminthia later when I see her again.
It's probably some kind of a charm or whatever they do around here. You said it was on the rocks outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they have them on the stones outside, then it's probably some kind of a charm or something. It might be worth asking her.
Yeah. Do you think Seeker got turned into Crystal because he gave me his trench coat?
No.
Where this thing was?
No. Don't be silly. No, Seeker...
It was supposed to protect him, right? That's what he said.
Yes, Sully's definitely like has like a little bit of a smile on his face, but it like goes away quickly. Yes, but it's a charm. Before the sprouting, people had all sorts of little trinkets and baubles that they thought would bring them good luck or curse their enemies. A lot of this is just trash. Doesn't do anything. And now that we live in much, much stranger times, I think a lot of people are abusing other people's superstition to get what they want. But even if it is a magical thing and it brings you good luck, Henry died yesterday because the sickle of Yamal wanted him dead, not because a trinket wasn't in his pocket. Do not blame yourself. They are a powerful enemy.
Could I have all of you make a spot hidden for me, please?
Ooh, a 5. That's an extreme
Nice.
success.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Damn!
Nothing escapes my eyes. Ooh!
Barely a success.
Welcome to the party, man.
All right.
Yay!
The levels of success. Don't forget, if this is the first time you've made a success, don't forget to
I've got no more.
Let's do levels of success. Sully, you're probably back turned to the rest of the room, like you're not seeing what they're seeing. Ralph, you notice that as the three of you are sitting and talking, there is this like younger kid there. He's not particularly tall, kind of young, with spiky blondish hair and like really vividly bright blue eyes, like very vivid, and is like a smattering of freckles. It looks like he should get out more. He's very much an inside kiddie. He's wearing a light t-shirt, and although he hasn't really gotten that close to you, he definitely isn't walking away. He's hovering. And he's probably eavesdropping on purpose, and he probably thinks he's being really subtle about it. For Lark, on your higher success, you see the same, but you also see coming out from one of these small rooms that have been, like, this is a larger room that has, like, partition walls to kind of make smaller rooms inside of it, so it's really kind of ramshackle. You see coming out of one of those rooms a woman who has a large tray with lots of inks and vials and a bunch of needles. You see she has short grey hair and a tattoo on the side of her neck of a dagger with a spider in it. She looks quite fit and healthy compared to when you saw her last, at least. At least she isn't wearing a blindfold.
Is it Lucy?
It is Lacy, yes.
Oh, Lacy. I wrote on Lucy for some reason.
Unimaginable why you would think Lacy and Lucy sound similar.
And then you just hear, like, bellowing across this, like, room.
Basilatus Grace, I thought you were dead.
And, like, she walks over. She kind of dumps the tray right next to where Sully is and like almost like cuts you off from him, or at least cuts him out of the conversation.
By the way, I think Sully turns around expecting that to be aimed at him. Like, he's heard that many a times.
See this woman like marching over, slightly older woman looking a bit annoyed. No, she looks happy.
Lacy!
Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing? We lost you at Betrago Henge when the Hollows Crest came. I thought you surely gone.
I thought you were gone too. I didn't know you were here.
Yeah, I moved here a couple of weeks ago.
Well, that makes sense.
I'm so glad you're well. I'll let the others know. They'll be delighted.
There are others? The others are here too?
No, not here. Back at the Henge. I can send a message when someone goes over there now.
So nice to see you. It's been so long.
Yeah.
It's been almost a year.
So nice to see you too.
Yeah. How are your eyes?
They're much better.
And like she sits on the bed, like again, like back to Sully, almost pushing him off where the bed conversation is.
They healed probably after a couple of months, just as I thought they might.
That's great.
You're much taller than you were.
Yeah, I heard people in my age do that.
Whatever your age may be, noodle.
She like kind of reaches over and like taps your arms like,
What you doing here?
I came here with these two.
Traveling with these two?
This is Sully, and the other one's Ralph.
Sully puts out a hand.
Pleasure to meet you both.
She reaches over, like her hands are like quite cold and clammy. Like cold and clammy. I think that would be the feeling you would get right now. And she kind of like gives you like a very quick like yeah, whatever handshake, and just like, let's go again.
I got kind of separated from Roland. You remember Roland, right? I told you about him.
Yeah, I remember you talking about Roland. Actually, Ara here seems to know him. Mentioned the name, and she has good thoughts about him.
I feel like a lot of people seem to know him.
I think so too.
Yeah. And well, he said we would meet up again at a later time, and Sully knows Roland. So
yeah, ran into him a long time ago.
Yeah. Thought it might make it easier to for Roland to find me again if I stuck around other people that know Roland.
Makes a bit of sense. The fates of the world bring people who are meant to be in each other's lives in over and over again, no matter how far you run.
She like smiles.
So, leads me back to my question.
And she looks around at Ralph and Sully sitting on the other bed like,
What brings the three of you here? Looking for a place to stay? Or do you need help? I can offer some if you do need help.
Well, that was actually what I was gonna bring up to... That's actually what I was about to ask Lark before you barged in here. Have you sustained any injuries on our travels? You seem to have been mostly safe, but not even... before even we met, I've heard a lot about Gumpendorfs and their ability to heal. So, if there's anything bothering you, this is the right place to talk about it.
Oh, me?
Both of you.
Oh. You were talking to us? I thought you were talking to Lacy.
No.
You
mentioned that their eyes were healed, so Sully assumes Lacy already knows what this place is about. Or what this place often is used for.
Yeah.
No, Sully's definitely aiming that at the rest of the team.
I'm alright.
Yeah, I'm fine.
But, maybe you can ask them about your leg.
I don't think even this place can turn back the clock on the kind of injuries I have, but thank you for thinking of that. But I do have aches and pains.
That's true. The things we can do here are fairly significant, but we cannot refute the hands of time.
Oh.
You said we. Are you from here?
Yeah, I live here now.
Sully looks between Lark and Her name was something silly.
Lacy.
Lacy. Looks between Lark and Lacy. But you guys didn't meet here. Lark has never been here before.
No. We met in another place. On the way to another place.
So you recently moved here?
Yeah. You okay, friend? You seem uncomfortable.
No, just trying to catch up with the conversation. I don't know you, and I barely know Lark, so simply trying to understand the situation. But to answer your original question, we came here to help a friend who unfortunately is passed, so we're not exactly sure what we're doing right now.
I'm sorry for your losses. There are people here, myself included, who can help with the grief. We don't take enough time in this world to deal with these things. So if you need to talk or need to get it out in other ways, we can help with that.
If we have the luxury of time, we'll see. Apparently my niece is up to no good and I have to figure that out. And then there are still other things that need to happen.
Of course. You three seem to have been through a lot. And Lark, you know what I can do, so I'll be over there.
Yeah.
I just need to freshen up my inks.
So we were on the top just before we came here. We were talking about this, and like they pull out the rune thingy, and they hold it out to Lacy, and I say, our friend who passed away had this symbol on his pocket, and I saw the same symbol outside on the stones. Do you have any idea what they mean?
Yeah, like she kind of reaches out and lets you put it in her hands if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have her roll. She looks at the rune and she kind of like tilts it and twists it, and like you can see her looking out the window, and like she then closes it and hands it back over to you and says,
Well, it's a form of protection.
A protection from what?
General misfortune.
Oh.
It needs a little more to do anything other than just thoughts and prayers, but it's a good basis.
What do you mean it needs a little bit more?
You need to pour more magic into it.
So on its own, it's not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What, do you know what it does if it's reversed? If it's, held into a mirror, for example?
She like looks down, then she looks back up and she says,
I have an idea, but I'd have to check. Why do you want to know?
Because our friend broke the mirror out of this, and like they indicated that this thing was supposed to be 2 parts.
Yeah.
And he separated them, even though I think he got it for good luck, and I'm not sure why.
I'd need to consult some things to be sure.
Would you do that for me?
Of course I would, Lark.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I'm going to go check that out, and I'll go help a customer. Y'all settle down. Maybe you and I, or you, I, and your friends.
And she looks between Ralph and Sully.
Catch something to eat later?
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be lovely.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
With that, like she stands up and she nods at Ralph and nods at Sully and like picks up her tray that has a bunch of inks and like needles and such like on it, and she picks them up and like she walks away into a side room somewhere.
What's she doing with all that ink?
Drawing.
Okay.
She helps people. She helps people with her drawings.
How does she help people with drawing?
Well, it's she helps them relax and go through traumatic things by showing them how to draw or drawing the things they have experienced. It helps them get the things that are in your head out and make them real and get them out of your head.
That's cute. I'm sure that helps a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right. If you guys are staying here, I would appreciate if you kept an eye on my bag.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go wash. Last night was terrifying, and I feel absolutely disgusting.
Okay.
Just want to wash it all away. Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Sully's gonna grab his scrub, and I'm assuming he also grabs like a tiny little piece of soap that's like wrapped up in a piece of fabric or like a piece of paper, like something he like he uses so sparingly. But you know what? Last night sucked, and he deserves it.
We are with the witches. I'm sure they have a lot of soap because witches make soap.
We all know you peed yourself. Peed yourself out of fear, not age.
No, that was in the middle of the night. Like, we have to stop making old people jokes, guys. Like, we're going to be old soon.
Soon. Give me 5 more minutes.
Oh,
just around the corner.
Yeah, like Sully, you're very easily able to leave the building, see where the obvious like facilities building is, and yeah, you can go in there. It's less of like a proper shower. It's more like a bucket that is actually clean water. It's nothing in it. Yeah, like it's clean water. You have a little area to yourself. It's like lukewarm. It's definitely not like, I'm going to have a bath in this. Like it is like, well, a strip wash is what it is.
Cat wash.
Yeah, like cat wash, yes. A lick and a tickle. You're absolutely able to like do that and feel clean and refreshed. So you can roll a d6 and recover some sanity.
Yeah.
Washing regains sanity?
If you didn't catch it, this is definitely something in his head. Like, he's washing away last night. Like, was he stunned in the shower? Last night is gone. Like, oh, baby, that's a 6.
Nice.
You're no longer in the danger zone of hallucinations.
Now you need to get you to wash yourself every day.
Every day. And the magic goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think...
yeah, you're absolutely able to do that. That's no problem.
And if you guys want to chat or do something while Sully's washing, that's cool.
Yep. I was going to ask if you two wanted to do anything.
I think Lark is just poking around at OT. Just, I don't know what Ralph is going to be doing, but probably like just looking at OT and making sure that the feathers are arranged nicely.
What's my battery situation like? Because you had said my batteries were pretty drained because I used my drone to watch OS overnight.
Yeah, like you probably would not have recharged up to full, like walking up the mountain because it's not a beautiful day, and you basically spent all night with OT on guard. So I'd say like your battery would have dropped down to like 30%. So you've done, say, 4 hours of walking. 5. Yeah, roll like 5d10, and that can be like what you've managed to charge up since like this morning.
5d10? Okay.
Yep.
Oh no. Unlucky 13. It's back.
13.
Well,
not much.
It's not a lot. Let's say for flavor text, the day's a little bit more overcast than normal. Maybe that accounts for why everyone was trying to like bundle up and be a little bit warm. So yeah, like it's not the most sunny of days. It's not great.
Yeah. So Rolf isn't really saying much.
So how does this thing fly? Is it magic?
No.
Is there a bird inside of it?
Yeah.
Suddenly comes screaming in. You better say no.
There's like 5 birds in it.
Is it like with cars with horsepower, but OT has like bird power?
Clown car.
Right. Remember when you were... Sully was explaining cars and their difference from cars to boats?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a third thing.
Birds.
Things, right, well, kind of, yeah, we can make things fly. So this is a drone, so this is like a flying computer.
What's a computer?
Old, intelligent devices that hold information.
Like books.
Right. And more. Recorded events and,
Oh, like that thing that the Salatas Grace did.
I don't think I recorded that.
No, but it seemed to have information, and it...
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
That's interesting. But this one is made out of metal instead of, plants.
Right. Technology was pretty great back in the day.
Well, it didn't last, apparently. Except for, like boats and motorbikes and this.
It requires maintenance. And a bit of saving if it's been somewhere for too long, It takes time to recover things, but a lot of it can be recovered.
You must have spent a lot of time recovering this. Because it has so many parts. Or at least it looks like it. Like, I know how messy metal gets after a while. Like, they indicate their sickle. I recovered this.
Well, I'm certainly careful with him, so it's not something I, just throw around in the dirt and all that. It stays relatively nice.
Yeah. Need to make sure it doesn't land in mud or anything like that.
He's built to take, quite a beating, though.
I hope he doesn't get any beating.
If you accidentally fly him into a tree or something.
You shouldn't do that.
No.
Otie's little LED strip lights up and it says, I would never.
Oh.
It has symbols.
Odie can also take care of himself most of the time, so. I'm also giving him masculine pronouns, and I don't know if that's...
I've been mixing them, like, completely.
Yeah. It's whatever, man.
I've seen these... Wait. I know what this says. Like, they indicate on the display, and they're, like, trying to read it, but they're very slow. Probably the letters already disappear by the time they went to the second word.
I mean, yeah, you could roll a language own, I guess. I don't remember what we did with your language. Let me check.
I don't either.
Yeah, let's do language own with a penalty die, because then that should indicate the difference between the speaking and the reading.
That's a nope.
Yeah, you think you get the I and you think you get the never, but that's kind of like the word in between makes no sense and you can't read that quick enough.
I never. Or rather, I would never. Oh.
He's making a remark. Like I said, he's able to take care of himself. He could get back up to the burrow if I needed him to.
We don't need him there right now, though.
No, and I certainly wouldn't send him without a bit more battery.
Yeah. They can stay with us. That's all right. And they pat like the feathers on their head. And I think they will probably put like a little slice of pear in front of them.
Otie doesn't react. Sully, are you detouring on your way back to them, or are you going to go straight back to the others?
No, he's coming back.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but I like to imagine he's coming back wearing, I think it's called long johns, which is like thermal underwear.
Uh-huh.
I have a feeling Sully wears that kind of stuff under his clothes. And like, since he was washing, he probably washed those out as well. And then just like comes back wearing only those, because that's the only piece of like clean clothes he should have right now.
Yeah. I'm letting the comment go. I have to let it go.
What comment?
Yeah. I was just going to have like someone whistle at you as you walk past, because like
long johns aren't sexy.
That's the city of witches.
Fucking hell. Yeah. Sully.
You're able to make it back to the others like totally fine. Yeah.
Okay, unaccosted. Thank you.
Unaccosted, yes.
Sully just lies down. He stretches out. Seems quite pleased with himself. And then, like, he's definitely gonna lie there for like 2 or 3 minutes, just enjoying the feeling of being clean for the first time in probably weeks. And then he like sits up, gets his pipe out of his backpack, and starts fumbling for some tobacco. All right. We have to talk about what we're gonna do now.
I thought we came here for the book.
Yes, and I still think we should ask about that. These priestesses, as they call themselves, might have some information about that. And if I heard correctly, yesterday after Sully seems to be kind of fumbling with his words as he's like packing his pipe. Okay. Start at the beginning. Henry clearly made a pact with the Whispering Violets. And he said...
A lot of good that did him.
Yeah,
I thought he ate them.
No, he was lying.
Oh.
They are tasty in a pinch, but no, when I pushed him about the conversation he had, or the deal he had made, or whatever he exactly did, he said that we should find the book. I don't remember the exact phrasing he said, but he said they should help us find it, or we should find it down into the burrow in Gumpendorf. So...
Doesn't look like they're in a burrow.
No, maybe in the mine? Maybe somewhere in the mountain? Maybe they're hiding most of the people that live here underground. I think we're gonna have to be very... I think we might need to be a bit straightforward with them. What happened to Henry and why we're here.
Look, I don't think they're... I mean, I don't really deal in shady information, so maybe it's just me, but I don't see why we wouldn't just be honest. Tell them about the book. Tell them about Henry, Aster. No reason not to.
I think so. I think that's a good idea. Sully is going to start moving towards the window, and he's going to crack it open and light up the pipe. As we're talking, of course. Yes, I think we just need to talk to the...
Excuse me, sorry.
You see like this, like the young guy that the other two had spotted previously that was kind of half listening to your conversations.
You're going to have to take that outside, that pipe.
Yeah, by the window.
No, outside. There's a little area behind the back that has a cover over it that we use as a beer gun sometimes. That you should probably go outside.
Yeah, I think Sully just turns the pipe over and like puts it on the windowsill to like put out the fire.
You can just stomp it out with a thing.
That's what I'm thinking.
You can cover it with your hand and it'll just die out.
Yeah,
you can
okay,
save your
that's where I was going.
You don't need to empty it out.
Save your tobacco, yeah.
That's what I was going with it.
Waste your resources.
I don't know exactly how to do it. Yeah, like Sully like kind of like gives them a queer look and like puts out the pipe. Like, all right, I can do that later. Sure.
Sorry.
Who are you?
Let me grab a patron name.
Who are you to talk to me like this? Who do you think you are? Oh, that's exactly where Sully's going with this.
Pulling a full Karin.
It's Cammy.
Okay. Do you work for Gumpendorf or like for the priestesses? Whatever they call themselves?
He nods. I'm learning.
And what are you learning right now? By sitting here.
Well, I'm learning to listen to people and I'm learning to read them so I know how to help them better.
Right. Me and my friends are trying to have a private conversation. I won't let the pipe up again, but could I ask you to leave? Or is there a place that we could have such a conversation?
You could go out to the beer garden.
Beer garden.
Sully grabs his pipe with this like a tiny smile on his face. He's like, yeah. Sully's gonna grab like a jacket and just kind of throws that over his clothes.
I can help if you're looking for a book. We have a good library. There's lots of weird things.
I mean, if you're offering, Ralph, you had a rough picture of the book, right?
Oh, it's pretty rough. I can take a look here. Yeah, I find the picture of the book.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah, it's like a very rough, like in transit photo or screenshots of this book being moved. So you can kind of see that it's green and that it's a book.
God damn it.
You can see how roughly big it is.
I would not pick up that picture of that fucking thing.
It's not like he has like 4K 400% tracking every tiny motion. He's got a slow motion camera. It's just a camera.
I'm not bitching about the fact that the picture is low quality. I'm bitching about the fact we didn't take a second to take a good picture of it.
Right. Cammy kind of looks at it and like he runs his hand through his kind of like blondish hair and he says, I might have something like that. Do you know what it's about?
Hardcore cult stuff.
I heard it was written 200 years ago by a woman from Lien.
That helps a lot more than heavy occult stuff. Yeah, I can go see. Excuse me. And like with that, he kind of like very awkwardly like shuffles away, and then he points down like a different corridor where some rooms are, and he says, there's a little garden back there along that corridor if you need it.
Thank you.
Bye. And with that, he kind of like disappears down the same corridor where Ara would be, has her little room.
Sully definitely eyes the pipe now that the kid's out of the room, and she's like, nah, don't do it. He puts the pipe away. Okay, as I was saying, how did I miss that kid? We definitely need to find this book. I don't think the kid's gonna find this book in their library.
No.
No, but maybe someone has seen or heard of it before.
Yeah.
Maybe someone has read it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Like, I'm not very optimistic about this. I think there's one of this book, and I think we're going to have to retrieve it from whatever got it.
Yeah.
But he said that Violet said that they would have the book or have access to the book, or they would get him the book. Him being Henry, of course. And I have never known Violet to lie or break her deals. So I think pushing for it here might be worth it. I'd rather not burn bridges here. I haven't needed to use their facilities, but I've heard many good stories about their ability to help.
Yeah.
So...
Lucy's very good at it.
Why do you think the cult came for Esther, but how they went about going for
Seeker.
Henry? Seeker? What? Do I know him as Seeker?
He called himself Seeker,
himself.
but Sully always called him Henry.
Okay.
Because that's what his buddy Asta called him.
Mm-hmm. I'll call him. That's fair.
What do you mean?
How they went about going after Henry was different. The shadow creature.
Yeah.
Why back to back? Same time.
I don't like the answer I'm about to give you, but I think it's bad luck. I think Astor got the Stokes covered, and knowing where Astor had been, they found out where Henry was. I think it was bad luck. Bad timing.
Bad luck that was given to him? Looking at Lark. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. But, my hope is that if I look at it objectively from what we know about the events, to me it sounds like Henry and Astor were part of a ritual or a cult that had somehow ingrained in them this crystallization into their being, into their death. And when they ran away with a secret that the cult didn't want out. I think whatever cult they were part of may be a tiny branch off of the sickle of Yamal. And I think they were hunted down the same way... I don't know about you guys, but the same way I would hunt down somebody who would steal from me. If somebody took something important enough, I would. And I think they took something important enough. That being their life, their existence.
Yeah, that kind of magic-y stuff is not really ever sounded all that nice to me. Not gonna lie.
Maybe the High Priestess would know more about that if it's magic related.
Probably. I somehow doubt that all the healing that happens here is clinical and medical in nature. I think it probably is quite strange in a way.
I find myself again hooked on the word burrow used in describing what we would find here.
There may be a forgotten burrow underneath Gumpendorf. I've never heard of such a thing. Maybe you have heard about it, or it's somewhere logged in a file in your informations.
Isn't the thing we camped next to last night a
No,
burrow?
that was a mine. Mines are holes that humans used to dig into and take out like minerals and stuff from the earth that was worth things in the olden days. Burrows are intentionally made houses into the ground for longevity. By the way, this is Sully talking to Lark. This is not Aetho telling Cassidy you're wrong. I just want that very clear.
I'm sitting here biting my tongue so fucking hard.
I think you're onto something, but I don't think Sully is on the same wavelength here.
There's a chance that mine might have been used as a makeshift burrow, but I'm not sure. There were a lot of burrows made right at the time that things got bad, so there's small ones found, often new ones, you know. The kind of thing we'd be looking for, hiding answers to something like this. I don't know if it'd be down in a mine. Facilities like what we'd seen at the lake, they're hidden by corporations that want them hidden. They're not really makeshift. Maybe it's down in the mine.
I mean, the tunnels are already made. You don't need to make a new one, a new space. You don't need to dig out a new space.
Right, but if they were looking to hide it, I doubt they'd put it right inside of a tourist trap.
I mean, surely the tunnels run... tunnels don't just run in one way. Like, they guide the tourists in one way that is safe, I think.
If they even go down there at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something.
I mean, we can ask I can ask Lacy later. Maybe she knows something.
Oh, I'm sure they'd probably know something about the mines and why they haven't explored it in particular. They might be dangerous.
Oh, mines are dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
You suddenly hear the sound of running footsteps, and as you kind of look up, you see you see the young man that was watching you just kind of run out of the side room where he was in and then just rush straight into Ara's room.
I don't think that's a good sign.
Can I make a listen check?
What are you listening for?
Ticking.
Yeah, absolutely. You can take a roll.
35, success.
I'm going to take a roll on my side too. You don't hear the sound of ticking. I was making the decision whether there'd be a clock hidden somewhere in this place, so I was like, no, I can't do that to you. Oh, sorry, I fucking can't.
There's no batteries anymore. Ralph has all of them.
Wind-up clocks.
No!
My batteries are so low.
No, you don't hear the sound of ticking anywhere.
Okay. You see, like, Lark first perking up, like, looking out the window, but then, like, they hear nothing, and then they visibly relax a little.
I think it might be time to introduce ourselves to Ara. I want to lie here longer. I want to smoke my pipe. Sonny's, like, pulling on his clothes. And like putting the pipe away.
Because if you were going to walk out with just your long johns, someone would tell you to put your goddamn clothes on.
Just wearing long johns, while not the peak of fashion, it's not walking around in
put
your
a dress on,
bra and underwear. Like it is a fully covered.
Yeah. But nobody wants to see the butt flap thing. They just nobody wants to see that.
What the fuck, a butt flap?
His long johns do not have a butt flap.
Okay, they're more like a onesie.
I'm imagining he's wearing one of those
just
like
extremely skinny jean.
Thermal leggings.
He looks like he's wearing leggings, very much.
I'm imagining he's wearing like
I get you.
Top and a bottom. Like it's not a onesie.
Yeah.
Like
got a very well-defined leg shape right now. Is the only issue about it.
He's got the ones that have the lifts on the butt, like.
All right, guys, let's go talk to Ara.
All right, I'm reinstating that wolf whistle from earlier.
Retroactively.
You can get dressed, and the three of you can head over to Araminthia's room if you wish. That's not a problem. Footnote: Lark and Lacy. Lark, you are probably only about a year, maybe 7 or 8 months younger than the main story at this point. And you are quite far away from Driftwood. You are walking along a road that is broken. There don't appear to be any of like the metal rust cars around at all. This is just quite an empty road. It's also quite like narrow and quite thin. As you are walking along, could I have you make a spot hidden for me, please?
83, that's a nope.
Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I mean. Terrible shame. As you are making your way along this road, you can see that up ahead that the road like branches off to the left and then continues far around to the right. And there's lots of trees and undergrowth here. And you can see off to the right-hand side, just glimpsing through the trees, there's clearly a field that has grown out of control with like mazes and corns. And like you see lots of like movement in there that shouldn't be there. And as you're walking along the road and you kind of spot this, you suddenly feel on your left-hand side like a sudden like gust of hot, warm air as if it's being blown at your legs.
Oh, they're jumping out of the way, and like mid-jump, turn around to look what just happened.
You see this like very large bright green plant that seems to be covered in all these like tiny little spikes, and you can see that as it kind of like fills itself out, you can see it suddenly like pushes itself back in, and you feel and see all these kind of like tiny little spores flying out and these tiny little needles flying out. And as you look down at your trousers and your legs, you see there's loads of these tiny little pins that are like and needles that are kind of like embedded in your clothes. They haven't gone through it. You're wearing like pretty like thick clothing at this point. It's not, you know, you're not wearing nothing. You're not wearing cloth. You're just wearing so much thicker.
Have I seen something like that before?
Yeah, like you saw this probably when you were 6, maybe 7, and there were lots of them around like this old ranch that you used to frequent at one point, and you know them to be mostly harmless unless you breathe in the spores or you get scratched a lot by these like needles and pins that it shoots out. It can like make you really sick. It can make you hallucinate. But generally speaking, like you can outrun them. They're just very quiet when they move until they start doing this kind of like sound as it kind of like begins to like inflate and deflate like fairly rapidly.
I think they instinctively like hold their breath and try to run away.
Yeah. As you kind of like hold your breath and start running, you hear this kind of like clattering behind you, and like as you look back you can see this older woman who has her hair like shaved very, very short, so it's like a couple of millimeters, and it seems to be like this kind of like dark grey colour. You can see that she has like a tattoo of a dagger with a spider sitting on it on like one side of her neck. She has this like very tight like dark green shirt that she's wearing, and like what looks like a brown leather jacket and brown trousers, and she has over her eyes is like a bandage that seems to be covering both of them, and she just throws this giant like looking cloak over this plant, and she like very quickly like reaches for a machete and start lifting up and like smashing down at this plant that makes this kind of until it lays deflated at her feet.
Oh. Thank you.
Like you see her like looking around like and like until her head finally like points in your direction, and she's still holding the machete kind of forward at an angle of protective. And she's like,
"You're welcome, kid. Where are you?"
I'm here. They wave.
She doesn't respond. She holds the machete and she's like,
"All right, kid. I've had a hell of a week, so if you want to fight me, just do it now."
No, I don't want to fight you. I was just walking here, and then the thing came out of nowhere.
In that case, I apologize. I had a feeling something was in the area and decided to flush it out. Obviously, it went for you instead. Sorry about that.
And like you can see that she puts the machete in her in like the holster, and she reaches down and she grabs the blanket and like shakes it off to one side, being very careful not to breathe in. You can see this like mangled, deflated, like big green, needly looking beach ball laying in the middle of the road.
Are you with anyone, or are you traveling alone?
No, I'm just traveling.
Oh, me too. I'm also traveling on my own. Look, I wouldn't offer this normally, but I'm obviously having some trouble. I can see a bit, but not easily, and perhaps you would take pity on an old lady, and I could give you some company.
Sure.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Like what was the thing that you described over their eyes?
They have like this kind of like bandage that's just kind of like across their eyes and like. Like
okay. I didn't catch that, so I was like, "What? What happened to your eyes?"
This bastard of a plant shot something in my eyes, and I can see mostly, but it hurts, so I have him covered. I can see roughly where you are, but that's it. I'll be fine in a couple of days, and this stretch of road isn't usually bad.
And she puts like a hand forward, but it's clearly above your like above where it should be. 'Cause she doesn't know how tall you are.
They reach up and do this kind of handshake. Like, I don't know what it's called, but like it's not a normal handshake.
Like grip.
Yeah,
like
grip
a grip
it from below,
hand, yeah.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Lacy.
And like she taps her chest.
I'm Noodle.
Really? That's what you're going with? I might be mostly blind, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah. A habit. It's most people have called me Lark in the last few years. Last year.
Say the name with confidence, just like that, and you won't be called out as a liar. Noodle. Next time you say noodle. With gumption, all right?
And like she's finished like shaking like the cloak she had off, and like she throws it back over her shoulders, and you can see that she's like on her back there's like this like satchel. It's kind of like dark brown, and like in patches there are green all over it. And she says,
I'm going to Betrago. It's a little hench around the corner. Bunch of witches I want to spend some time with for a bit.
Witches? Okay.
Yeah.
Out of character, would Lark have been around witches before at this point?
You would have definitely heard about them. Like probably you would have interacted with a few.
Maybe.
Maybe you may have stayed at like one of like the witches' covens, either like Betrago Henge or Gumpendorf, or like one of the other like smaller ones that have yet to have a name. Like it's possible that you've come across them, but like how much you want to have been involved with them is up to you.
Okay. Are you a witch?
I am.
And like as this, like she's beginning to like walk along the road in the direction of where you know the henges, or where she knows the henges.
I do a little magic from time to time.
Oh, what kind of magic?
I mostly do magic that helps to relieve the mind. You know, all this horrible stuff. Horrible stuff. It can make people sad and despondent. So I do things to help people relax. Things to help them sleep. Sometimes what people really need is 8 hours of uninterrupted rest. Dreamless sleep. So I help people with that.
I've had a few nightmares before. If there's people out there that have them more regularly, then I can see why they would need help with that.
I do my best. Not everything I do is solved with magic. Some people don't like the weird or magic. And honestly, who can blame them?
And she kind of like gestures to existence.
It can sometimes be awful. Casting magic isn't always easy.
I don't really understand the prejudice against that. If it helps, it helps. Why does it matter if it's magic or if it's, a salve or whatever?
Some people, they're scared of the unknown.
I mean, there's so much unknown stuff out there. So many plants that just keep attacking us.
Exactly. I think way back when, being scared of the unknown was silly. You could explore it, and there was always safety to run to. But the unknown now is scarier. The unknown can get you killed. Do people know if eating Zalata's grace or turning it into a tea will...
And she's about to say something crude and then changes her mind.
Make you sick? Or maybe it will soothe your stomach.
I've never tried eating those. Have you?
I have. I wouldn't recommend it. It definitely did a number on my digestive systems.
Yeah, I don't think I will try it either.
Nah. But trying new things can get you killed.
Yeah.
Ignorance might be bliss, but ignorance can also get you killed. Quite easily. So I understand why people can be scared of the weird. And not everyone can do magic. Did you know that?
I don't know much about magic. No, I don't. I haven't heard of that. I mean, I suppose can't do magic. At least I don't think so.
You can always try. If you want to, of course. It's taken many years to learn my particular skills, so I can teach you a little bit. Little bit involving, art? Do you like pictures?
I like pictures, yeah. Sometimes I see them in old houses on the walls. Some are nice, but some I don't understand.
There's lots of different types of art. Some are symbols, some are bright. Some try to be realistic, and some pretend to have symbolism and pretend to be more than they are, and I think they're just crap. Rubbish, garbage. Yeah. I like a good picture. People together and happy plans. I can teach you a little magic involving art, if you want.
Magic with art?
Sure. I got a magic that allows me to take the stress, the guilt, the pain, anything people are suffering, and I turn it into art. Makes them feel better. And it helps me understand them better. It's not always pretty what I make, but it is art, and it helps their minds to feel better. Takes a lot of energy and years to learn, and here I am on the other side of 50, and you, well, I don't know how old you are, but you're much shorter, so I can assume a lot younger.
I'm, yeah.
Yeah. I can teach you a little bit. Basics, at least.
Yeah, I would like that.
I can show you at least how to soothe your mind. With and without weird, if you like.
Yeah. Sometimes I get a little bit scared when I hear certain sounds that some plants make. Is there some kind of art that can help with that?
I think if you gotta fear that sound, I can help you a little bit. But to be clear, I can't get rid of the fear. But I can help you cope once you face it.
Yeah. That would be nice. Sometimes I'm in a place where I can't possibly hear that sound, but in my mind I keep hearing it.
That can happen too. Many years ago, there was someone who didn't treat me so great, and I hear their voices a lot, even though I know they're dead. I watched it. But I still hear them, so I understand that. Come, sit down.
And she kind of like looks around and she's like,
wait, is there anything around?
I don't think so. Can I take a spot hidden or something, or like a listen?
Of course, yeah.
Let's do a spot
either
hidden.
or.
Yeah. That's just a success.
Oh boy. Then I can let you know there's nothing ominous around. You can see that there's a Zalata's grace that seems to be lining the field nearby, but other than that, like everything else you see is mostly harmless. And she sits on the ground and like she pulls like her bag awkwardly out from underneath the cloak that she like carrying around with her, and she puts the bag on the floor. And like she opens the bag up. Could I get you to make another spot hidden for me?
Let's see what else we spot. Ooh,
yeah,
500. No, 50. That's a success.
Yeah, on a spot hidden of a success, you see that as she opens the bag, like other than some obvious supplies of like food and bottles of water and such, like you spot lots and lots of vials of different coloured liquids, so like blacks and browns and reds and greens, and you see what looks like this kind of like set of needles. Mm-hmm. And like little hammers and like cloths and such like. You can see them in there. And she like reaches in like through this lot and she pulls out like a couple of paintbrushes and like some bigger vials that have like different coloured inks in them. Mm-hmm. And she pulls out what looks like a sketchbook. And she kind of like pulls that open and opens it and kind of like sets it in front of her. And she like reaches up and she pulls the bandages like off her eyes and you can see her squinting, like being in the light is like very obviously uncomfortable, but she can still see what she's doing. And she gives like one of the paintbrushes over to you and she holds the other.
Yeah. Lark takes the paintbrush and like probably absentmindedly like just reached out to take one of the vials just to look at them.
Yeah, like one of the vials that she's put out, one of the vials in the bag.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Then she's going to close the bag before you put your grubby little hands in my tattoo kit. Like she closes that and puts that down. And she like blinks a few times and like opens her eyes a little bit wider. But it's obviously that she's had some damage to them. They're like bright red and like they're tearing up a lot. But she seems to be struggling through it. And she says,
"One of the things about being calm and resting your mind is to focus on what you're drawing. Can be anything. A doodle can be a memory. An absent-minded drawing. It's just about focusing on the art. Focusing solely on the art is..."
And as she's doing this, she's beginning to draw something.
"Is realizing that you've turned this blank thing, a thing that was nothing, into something that is there. Even if you think it's garbage. A lot of the stuff in my sketchbook is pretty bad." And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's bad, because half an hour ago, there was nothing here. And now, all these random lines that mean nothing on their own, when you put them together..."
And she like reaches out for a different paintbrush and puts it in a different ink and begins to like paint again.
"All these things that mean nothing, single strokes, turn into something else."
And as she like puts the paintbrush down and she turns the image towards you and pushes it forward, you can see this dark purplish looking orchid that has like spots of cream all over the petals and like the kind of like bright, the dark stem, the stamen that comes out with a tiny little bit of pollen on top. And she's done that in like a few strokes of the brush.
That looks real.
It's beautiful, right?
Yeah. That's nice.
You can keep that, of course.
Oh.
In fact, why don't you add to it?
To the orchid?
Yeah. You can put things around it, draw over it completely. Go for it.
I don't want to ruin it.
You can't ruin something when we're working on it together. And I want to see what you want to add to this picture.
I think they're going to start out...
Yeah.
Because it's only the flower head, I assume. They're going to start drawing the petals, not the petals, the stem and the leaves underneath.
Yeah.
And like, they look probably like completely shit, like a 5-year-old went there with crayons.
You spend some time doing that, and like you draw the petal. You draw the stem, and you can draw the leaves in there, and like slowly little bits get added to it. She takes it back, and she adds like things in the background. She hands it back to you, and you do the same. And you realize that when the whole page is filled with different art styles and different pictures, it makes like one very big, beautiful picture of a bunch of plants that seem tranquil. And even though everything is a mess, there is an order to this mess. And you just get that feeling in your chest, like you've forgotten how much the world weighs on your shoulder at the moment. And you would, if this was any other game, be able to regain some of your sanity back. But this isn't like every other game, so I'm not going to make you get your sanity back. I'm sorry.
Retroactively gain some sanity for the future. For on the road.
No. And like she looks up and smiles and she says,
See? That feels better already.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, sure
I wish
is.
I had something like this to do that when I'm alone. Oh, well, not... It's just nice to do that together, too. I just mean when I usually travel alone.
Why don't you keep that? The paintbrushes, the inks?
Really? But...
Yeah. I can find and I can make more inks and paint. If the worst comes to the worst, I can use the other inks. I have some here. Now you keep them. It's fine.
I would like to have that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Like she takes like a couple of like pages out from the book and like rips them out and she gives them to you as well, and she puts the rest of her notebook like back in with the rest of her supplies.
Is the painting of the orchid there too?
Yeah, she gives you the orchid painting, yeah.
Oh.
The one that you made together.
One day when you find someone else who's struggling and having a hard time, make sure you're somewhere safe. Maybe not the middle of the road, but it felt safe, right? Didn't it?
Yeah. For now. I mean, I saw nothing. No plants around us. There's nothing.
One day you'll come across someone who needs help winding down. Maybe this is something you can help with.
Yeah.
Although it's not weird or magic. It is magic in its own way, isn't it?
Yeah. This felt very nice. Very, very magical.
Yeah.
At least I've never had experience with magic, but I assume this is what it feels like.
It's one of the steps, for sure. Speaking of, I'd better get going. Gotta make it to the henge soon.
Can I come along?
Yeah.
Do you think?
You can come along for a little bit.
Okay.
Petrago henge are good people. Maybe they will make you a good home. Maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah. Let's see.
And like she throws the backpack on, she puts like the bandages back over her eyes, and you can see that she wipes her face with the back of her palms, because like her eyes have just been streaming the whole time. It's just like being too bright for her. She puts everything back in, and you hear like the jangling of like vials and whatever else she has in there. And she says,
"All right, let's be going."
Yeah. All right.
Noodle.
Hello, and thank you for listening to The Sprouting. We hope you are enjoying the show. I have some patrons to thank for names. If you are not aware, our Patreons can give us names for V to pull out of the hat whenever we need to name a random person. Big thanks to Thirsty for Mehrop. I don't know. Nemia for Zarlu. I'm trying. Rogue 2015 for Davari. I can't pronounce the names though. Daximus for Selrith. I'm trying really hard. Library Cat for Araminthia. I know that one. Big thanks to patrons for all of the names. And thanks to Sarah Golding for voicing Araminthia. And a big thanks to Karin for voicing Lacy. We appreciate you as always. Thank you so much. Wherever you are engaging with social media, you may find us at Blighthouse Studios. Come holler at us. Big thanks again to everyone for listening to the show. We really hope you are enjoying, and we appreciate you giving this a listen. See you all next episode. Bye.
Hello, Aria. Did you want to listen in on me and Rock enjoying ourselves?
Don't encourage
Should I describe to you what we're doing right now?
Mikasa? Huh? What's going on?
Let's see. Look, these wind shells document anything you do in order to banish the spirits.
I don't banish spirits. I'm fixing the tango.
Of course, we can't open a new hole into the Aetherweb every year.
But spirits aren't always bad, are
Those
they?
are exactly the reason tango is happening in the first place.
I'm sure Raka knows how to get through a water gate without disrupting the magic balance.
So what happens when there's a hole in the weave? Does magic pour out?
It's already broken!
Let more Veer into this world. I'll destroy every single one of them.
You've had enough already.
I will kill you, you filthy
Whoa, calm down, Kaka.
Try it, Feather Duster.
Gone, ferocious rune master. Your friction will grind the weaver twain.
Hjarta, in moments like these, I wish I could see the runes.
What's wrong, Raka? Is that tangle weave maybe too difficult even for someone as great as you?
Counterbalance, a high fantasy audio drama. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you get podcasts from.